Welcome back to the Hall of Fame show. It's your girl, Myra. I am here with actress, musician, life coach, entrepreneur, and motivational speaker, Jenna Frank.
I love the introduction. I'm so blessed and honored to be here.
Thank you so much for coming through to the Hall of Fame show. We're super excited to have you. Obviously, you are a woman of many talents, just from the introduction itself. What would you say in your life right now? Kind of start us, where did you start? Did you start with the acting, the music, and what would you say you're most known for now?
So definitely acting. Acting has been something that I've been doing since I was about 6 years old with my dad. And we actually had my first reality show with him and my mom. And they actually, like a film crew followed us when I was about like 9 or 10 years old. So it started off as like a vlog and then it turned into a reality show. Yeah. So that was like my first time kind of like on screen, kind of like doing the first thing. So I was about 8 years old. It's crazy.
How was that, having a film crew film your life at 8 or 9?
It was crazy. And honestly, now looking back, like, it's just, I got used to that life really young, you know, too. And just, like, I remember just being in different countries, hopping off the plane with my dad and, like, getting mobbed. Yeah. Like, the love was, like, more real in other countries than it was here. So, like, it's just crazy to now look back, you know, and, like, to still see it being so real. But especially then, you know. So that was definitely the first thing. And then music, I was about like 15 when I started that. And then the motivational speaker kind of came in after my dad had passed away, because the transformation that I had, I really wanted to use what I had been through for purpose, you know. So that's where all of that came in.
Yeah. And for those who don't know that are watching Hall of Fame show, who is your dad and why were you getting mobbed when you were getting off the plane in other countries?
So my dad had passed away in 2022, but he, I don't like saying he is the original Green Ranger on the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and he played the Green and the White Ranger and the Black Ranger and double Reds on different seasons. And then he actually created his own IP address, and it's called Legend of the White Dragon, and it's a film that I star into, and it comes out this year. So that was like something he was really excited for, because he kind of wanted to break from the Power Ranger, like, you know, scene and create his own IP. So it's really cool, and it's like nothing to do with Power Rangers. It's a whole new universe, so I'm excited.
And so the Legend of the White Dragon, this is something you all started together. How does it feel to have that wrapped and now it's working on release, right?
Yes,
you're telling me about that.
So we're actually trying to go theatrical. Okay. So, and then we're going to go to streaming. So it's locked. So it's picture locked. So which is really good. And it just feels amazing. Me and my mom actually watched it for the first time a couple of days ago. So like, it was a lot of emotions, because with grief, it's like, you just never know how you're going to feel, you know, and you can think you may feel one way, but then when the day comes, it's like a whole different way, you know. So just creating that space, you know, for yourself, whatever emotion comes up, to honor is like what we did. So it was really good, though. It was really healing, and I'm excited for the world to see it, because it's so, like, just so amazing and so badass. Like, I just can't wait for people to see, like, how we acted in this film. Like, it's so dope. Especially
what is it about?
So it's, I don't want to spoil too much, but his name is Eric Reed in the film, and that's actually based on his brother who passed away whenever he was about 21 years old. So that was actually based on him. So his name's Eric and my name's Ashley. So he's actually like away from his family, and I try not to spoil it too much, but it's an action, you know, based film. There's a lot of lessons in it. I don't want to like spoil it too much, you know, but he's away from his family, and
so it's an action. So there's a lot of fight sequences.
Yes, there's a lot of fights, and like there's a lot of meaningful, you know, scenes in it. We have a lot of big actors in it, you know, like David Ramsey from Arrow, and we have Mark Dacascos. We also have Michael Madsen and King Batch, the comedian. He's in there too. So he really provides a lot of like just a happy feeling throughout the movie. So it's not so deep, and like he just provides that light throughout the movie. So it's really cool. And I love him because I saw him on Vine.
We all remember Vine, okay?
Yes, King
Vine
Batch.
was a moment.
Yes. So, you know, it's just cool to now, like, you know, the younger me is like, oh my gosh, you're in a film with him. So it's cool, you know. I'm excited.
So was the film finished prior to your father's passing, or did you guys kind of finish it afterwards?
So it was about 80%. So there still was that 20% that they actually had to film to make the story match, you know, the best possible, but it blends in perfectly. Like, honestly, I couldn't even tell, like, that they didn't add certain scenes or that, you know, they added certain ones. It just all blends in perfectly. I actually am very surprised, you know, because I knew it was going to be good, but, like, you know, we're also not a multi-million-dollar budget, so for it to look this good with, you know, and thanks to our private investor, because we actually had a private investor come into this. Like Legend of My Dragon was just a Kickstarter from fans, and then we had a private investor come in and make it, like, feature film worth. So shout out to Chris. Yeah. Love you,
Chris,
bud.
Thank
Love
you.
Chris.
That we get to see this amazing film now.
Yes.
So did the private investor come in because you kind of the fans kickstarted the online support, or did you already know this private investor?
So actually, so he saw that, you know, like the Kickstarter was going on, and he loved my dad, and he actually is in London, and he, you know, he inherited like a lot of money through like a trust fund. So he, you know, he goes around and he gives, you know, to people and stuff. So he really just believed in my dad's story, and he wanted to have, you know, that place for my dad where he can really show his skills. And because Power Rangers and just a lot of people really didn't appreciate him, you know, as much as he should have been. So he just really believed in him. So he's like, let's make it happen. You know, you're my childhood hero. So he was honored to be like, you know, a part of it. So without him, this wouldn't be possible though. So it's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so you were just at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con with a panel, or was it a different Comic-Con?
So that was in July, actually, last year. Hopefully we are going back there. I did do Rhode Island Comic-Con. That was in November. Okay. And then I'm going to Pasadena, actually, out here. Pasadena Comic-Con in May. Okay. So, yeah. So we're doing a screening, hopefully, in San Diego again this year. Okay. Yeah.
And you've been to 53 Comic-Cons?
53.
That is a lot of Comic-Cons. I have been to only, I think, 2 or 3 Comic-Cons. So 53, that's crazy, over 2 years, right?
2 years, 2.5, yeah.
And so how is that traveling on the road, going to so many cons, seeing fans?
It's honestly, it's amazing. And like, it's been something I've been doing so long, because I would go with my dad, you know, to shows and like just my whole life. So like, just now that I'm doing it like alone, it feels cool, you know. It's like to be able to see how much love there is out there everywhere I go. Like, I'm just so blessed, and like, you know, I really connect with these people that show up, you know, and just really show them I appreciate them, you know, because I think a lot of actors out there, they also forget that like they wouldn't be who they are without the supporters, you know. So I feel like it's really transactional and stuff. So I just provide that place where, you know, it's like it's a place of healing, you know, when people come to see me, and just to really connect and hear people's stories, you know, it's been healing. Yeah. Because then you realize you're not alone, you know. It's your trauma that makes you think you're alone, but a lot of people have a similar story to you, you know. So we
both found out we're both from Atascocita, Texas.
That's what I said. It's crazy.
You never know
it's crazy, literally
who you're gonna meet and where. Now, with all of these Comic-Cons that you've attended, what is the number one thing that people ask you?
So the number one thing people ask you is, when is the movie coming out? Honestly, that is the number one thing, because people are so excited, you know, and they want to see my dad's, you know, performance, and, you know, me being in it and being his daughter. It's just so amazing. And so that's, you know, it has been pushed a couple of times. So that's the most question, I would say. And then obviously the other one would be probably, you know, if I would be a ranger, because that's what people want to see, you know. And I just tell everybody, if it's in God's plan for me, it'll happen, you know. So whatever happens, happens. But, you know, that's the
I was going to say, I feel like that was the second question I was going to say, I feel like would be like the first question with everyone. Would you be the Green Ranger? For sure. Which I feel like, you're saying you would do it, but it's in God's plan. You're very spiritual. You believe in God. Where do you think that comes from?
Yes. Honestly, I think because I had praying grandmas, and because I like people way before me. I think that's where my faith comes from, you know. And like, also just what I've been through has really drawn me close to God, because I wouldn't be, you know, sitting here talking, you know, to you right now if I didn't know God, you know, because He really did save my life. So faith has always been important to my dad too. And yeah, so that's the only reason why I'm here, you know. So I just want to show people that you can find light even after the traumatic stuff that happens, you know.
Yeah.
Because we are meant to evolve all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And we're meant to, you know, constantly be in our highest version of ourselves too, you know. And yeah. So.
And you just moved here from Texas.
Yes.
And so how is that move? You're here to obviously pursue your dreams further of actor, musician, motivational, everything we said at the beginning.
Yes.
How has that move been for you?
It's been amazing. It really has been. It's been so amazing. I got my life coach license out here. I got my Reiki license out here. I've just been, you know, hiking the mountain, going to hot yoga. I love hot yoga. And like I do bar class there too. It's really, really hard. It's hard. I will say, like, anyone that's done bar class, like, it's just challenging. But yeah, I've been doing, you know, more classes and getting out of my comfort zone, and just I'm completely different than how I was in Houston, like 100%. It's
what
crazy.
was life like in Houston, and why would you say it's so different?
So dull. Like, I would wake up in the same house that I was brought home to at 6 months old, you know. So it's like, because I also lost my sister the year before my dad, you know. So, and it was just us four in the house. So it's like waking up to just all these memories again. It's like you're replaying that same life. And we just don't understand because we're in it. You can never see it when you're in it, you know? So now I can see it now that I'm out of it, you know? I'm like, I see where this is coming from, you know? But I was so depressed, like, you know, I just didn't even really want to live, you know? So just out here, I find so much life and so much. And that's why I tell people, like, just change your surroundings, like, you know, and it starts with your mindset, you know, but it's really helped me to get out of there and to really have this new change of environment, you know.
And so you've dealt with a lot of loss. Yeah. And you're such like a shining light. And obviously, like I said, you're very spiritual. What would you say to someone who's maybe gone through a lot of loss and they don't know how to get where you're at currently? Because did you go through a down period at all?
I did. Oh, I did. Yeah. Oh, I did. And honestly, you know, it's weird because it was 13 months of losing, you know, my sister and then my dad. So it was just like a weird, like time of like nothing seemed real, you know. It was like, so I was trying to just hold on as much as I could. But like the best advice I would say is just to be gentle with yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, know that you're never gonna know how the day's gonna play out. Like, you know, you can't expect, well, tomorrow I'm gonna, you know, just be gentle and just know that it's okay to break. You know, that's something in the beginning that I didn't do. I didn't break, you know. I just started traveling. I just started kind of like just drowning it out, you know. Yeah. I was drinking a lot. I was going through all of that. That's how I was coping. But now I see it. It's like, you know, you have to just go through it, you know. And you have to go. Yeah, and just be gentle with yourself and know that it's okay to like not be okay too, you know. And I talk about that in my music, like especially with suicide too. I feel like it's such a different way because I've lost a lot of people throughout my lifetime, like in different ways. And like suicide, it just hits very different because like knowing that they made that choice, you know. So just being gentle with yourself, like knowing you don't know how you know, you never know how the day is gonna play out. So just be gentle with yourself and reach out to, you know, your loved ones and have a support system, and just don't beat yourself up, you know? Like, I think that's the biggest thing. People like to judge how people grieve. I saw that in my own life, you know? And it's like, you got to grieve however you need to at the moment, you know? It's like I used to drink so much, like and now I won't even touch alcohol. I hate it, actually, you know? So it's like, it's crazy how that change happens, but you just got to let yourself go through it, you know?
Yeah, and do that inner work.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you're saying you go to bar classes, like you do all these things in LA. LA is a very like healthy, health-centric type of place. But is there anything like on a daily basis that you say you would do that's kind of like changed you in this way? Like obviously you say you're not drinking, but even I think for a lot of people that having a positive thought process is really hard day to day. So how do you keep that?
Staying off social media, like not being on my phone is like such a big thing because you get lost in that, you know, and you also compare and it's just like, oh, I wish my life was like that or whatever. It's like, but all of that's fake, you know, it's like no one ever, and here's the thing, social media could be so powerful if we used it for the right ways. It's like, you know, I even saw with my dad, truthfully, like I would see him break down and the next thing you know, he's doing a cameo for somebody or he's posting. It's like, you know, it's so definitely staying off the phone, you know, that world can get draining and it's not realistic. Hiking the mountain has been so great. Like, I've just been so grateful because coming from Texas, you know, we don't have anything like this, you know, so it's
you don't want to go outside in Texas.
What I'm saying is
it's
too hot. Like,
exactly.
you're gonna like overheat. So, you know, it's crazy, but yeah, hiking the mountain. I love juicing. That's my thing.
Okay,
like juicing.
A good juice.
Yes, a good juice. And I call it the miracle juice, but it's the beets with the apples and the ginger and carrots. But yeah, so that's my thing is mountain climbing and juicing.
Okay, on that note, we are going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we are going to be talking about Jenna Frank's music career. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And you know, I really do stand on like women empowerment too, and like, you know, and look, I don't shame anybody, but I want to teach women like we can, like, you know, like we just gotta respect ourselves from these men, you know.
Wait, okay, really welcome back to the Hall of Fame show. You might have seen us chatting a little bit. We're back to kind of the life coach because we were just talking about women empowerment and how, you know, we have to have these men treating us right.
Yes, exactly.
Are you out in the dating scene right now in LA or
So
pause?
I actually have a promise ring on. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, let me see.
It's kind of, so I kind of messed it up. So I have I have to get that fixed. But
Are they here in Texas?
So no, yeah, he's out here. So
Okay, are we allowed to get the tea? Like how did this happen?
So he was actually my best friend at first. Yeah. Okay. And so just one day, like I had a party at my house and I was in the pool and like I told my friends, I said, you know what? I think I kind of like him, you know, like, you know. So, and I really, like, it was weird, like, hit me that night. It was at my party. Because it was just, you know, he always loved me so much. And, like, even on my dad's, like, his birthday, he reached out to me. And, like, it was a long paragraph. And, like, I just always, you know, especially on those days, you always see who really cares, you know, and really, like, so just ever since the best friend, he just would always help with, like, you know, and, like, especially not having, like, because it's just me and my mom. We don't have any men in the house, you know. So whenever he was my friend, he would come over and do like the lights and all this stuff and just help out with men's stuff around the house. And yeah, one day I was like, you know, I think I like him. And then I remember it was the day I posted. I dressed up in the Green Ranger outfit for the first time, and I went to a kid who had hospice. He was on hospice. He had cancer, so I had went and dressed up for him. And I will never forget. It was that night that I called him. And I was like, you know what? Like, I know we're best friends. I actually was the first one that I was like, because I always friend zoned him, you know? So he never thought that we would be.
It's kind of like you
know?
had to in order to like break the friend zone.
Yes.
Since you started the friend zone.
Yes, exactly. And I never thought we would be together. It was like the weirdest thing. I really he wasn't my type at first, you know? It was just, he wasn't, you know, I just never thought. But it was weird. It's like one day he was like everything that I wanted. And like God just showed me like, this is who you need to be with. And he has done so much for like me and my mom. Like he literally.
This is why they say
best.
Girls and guys can't be friends, because you see, he played the long game.
That's true. I know. Yeah, we were friends for about a year before. Yeah, a year, and it was right after my dad had passed away that we became like really close. So he saw like the really messed up version of me too. So he stuck through it all, you know. So like it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. But yeah, that's my baby. So I love him. Yeah.
The promise ring. What is the promise?
Yes. The promise is that we're gonna you know, get married and love each other. Yeah, you know?
You're literally a child.
Yeah, I know. It's you know, it's one of those things, like I feel like in a past life, like we were definitely just meant to be, and just so many, like I love his family, and I've never actually had that like bond, like any of like, you know, my previous relationships, I was never close to their family. You know, it was just like, you know, I was close, but it's just it really hits different now, you know, like we're really close, so it's really cool. It's crazy, bro.
Oh,
it's crazy.
For you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're gonna get started
Yes,
talking about her music.
yes.
Now that we got the real tea, because
Yes.
I don't think I saw that performance room
I
when
know
you
until
first
now.
walked in.
I know.
Okay, so you are a musician.
Yes.
We ask everyone, who would you put in your Hall of Fame, the top 3 artists you're listening to right now?
I love Juice WRLD. I just gotta say, Juice WRLD, like, you know, he will forever be probably my top artist because I really just look up to Juice. Like, I love him, and rest in peace. I wish I could have met him. That's actually the only artist. Him and Tupac, because Tupac definitely, like, I don't know. It's kind of like I feel like I can't put Tupac second. It has to be kind of tied, you know, because I just love
Tupac's
Tupac
so
too.
iconic.
Yes, I
Yeah.
just love. I really do, and yeah. So yeah, because we actually have the same birthday, me and Tupac.
Wow.
June 16th. So yeah, I feel like he's my like twin.
Yeah.
You know, I love him. I just love his story too, and just how much he respected women too. You know, he was one of the first artists to really come out and speak good about women. You know, so I have a lot of respect for that. But yeah, Tupac and Juice, and yeah, I would say probably just them two. I mean, I listen to a lot of different music, but those are like my main, like, who I really connect with, even outside of their music.
How did you start your music career? I know you have a song out with JD Youngin.
Yes, JD Youngin.
How did that?
Shout out to my dad. That was definitely my dad. Okay. It's wild because he actually called JD Youngin blowing up before he did. He would always do that. He'd be like, look, you know, I found this person. They're about to blow up. And I'm like, okay, cool. And they really did. You know, JD Youngin was one of them. So FG, which is actually his homie, I actually did a song with him too called Heartless, but he was the one who got it set up. So they drove all the way from Louisiana, and we were in Houston, and it was a school night. And so I was in school. I was 15 at the time. Yeah, I was 15. And so they had, you know, came in like late, and so we didn't leave. There's a video of all of us passed out. It's like 6 a.m. like at the studio still, you know. But it was amazing. That night was so cool. I'll never forget. Like, my mom and dad were both there, and like we have it all on film and everything. Yeah. So like that was really cool. But that was all my dad.
And this was before he blew up. Then it was like
no. So he was actually my dad had called him blowing up. This was probably about 2 years before I did it. Okay. But by the time I had did the song with him, he had already had 23 Island and all those like hits out.
Okay, got it.
So he was already like, and I remember going back to school the next day, and I was like a 10th grader, like, you know.
So
like,
you were like the talk of the town.
Yeah, the Tascasita actually was going to Tascasita
High
at the
School.
time. Yeah, Tascasita High School. And I just remember like all my friends, like I was just like dapping up everybody. Like, it just felt so cool. Like, everyone was like, whoa, that's so awesome. And it was a really cool memory to share with everyone.
Did you guys write the song together?
So, no, I actually wrote it. So this was, I actually wrote this, and he hopped on it. I had like 3 songs, and he chose this one.
So he just really loved your dad.
Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah. And like my dad actually, like, I later found out he helped with like their lawyer, like, and all of that. Like, he took care of lawyer fees and like really helped them out and just was there for them. And yeah, he did a lot of good things.
So did your dad reach out to him, or he? I just want to know how this connection was
I know,
made.
I know. So actually, like, FG is JD Youngin's little bro, right?
Yeah.
Or big bro, I think. Yeah, big bro. Okay, my bad, big bro. But anyway, so FG. So my dad had reached out to FG. Yeah, and then that's how they had got it set up with JD Youngin. So they both came down that night, and they did 2 songs. Like, FG did 1 song, and then JD Youngin did 1 song. Yeah.
And they just did that for you.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was crazy. And JD Youngin sent me a video for my birthday too, and he was like, you know, just shout out to you and your dad, and you have a good dad, and just all this stuff, you know, because he really like just helped out everybody.
It sounds like just everyone loved your dad, and he was such a genuine person. You were talking a little bit about how, like, with death, suicide, it's mostly not an overnight thing, or in your case specifically, it wasn't. Do you feel like there were moments that you saw? Because like everything you're saying about your dad is just like everyone was obsessed with him.
No, for
there
sure.
Were moments that you saw that you were like, this is a moment.
100%. And that's what people like just don't see, and that's something that he hid. But it's like, if you really knew my dad, like if you worked with him like on set, or like you knew, like he would get into these times of like episodes like where he would be like crying and like just not like seriously, like something I never saw before, you know. And like that's what, you know, I really just wish people like knew is like just how long he's been struggling with this. This is like way before I was even in the picture, way before my mom was in the picture. This is like he lost his brother at 21, and you know he lost his brother, and he lost his relationship at the time, her brother. So basically they were like brothers, you know. So within 2 weeks he lost two people to suicide. So it's like also been like this curse, you know. And like I really truly believe I am the curse breaker for that too, because this has to stop, you know. This is like something that, you know, the Frank bloodline like has suffered with, you know. And so yeah, I definitely saw moments, and even after shows too, you know, like it was really serious.
Were they moments where he opened up with you, or were they moments that you were kind of behind the scenes and then you saw?
Kind of like both, I would say. Like definitely there would be times where he would open up, but like the times that I saw too, which would happen a lot, he would like just break down and kind of like shut down, like his body, and like because he gave so much to everybody that ever came across him, you know, like his body would just shut down, like everything, and I would see it, like he would just literally like shut off, and it was just so like I never saw anything like it. And it's just, that's why mental health is so important. He was so scared of reaching out to get help because so many people looked up to him, you know, like the whole world. But it's like, that's where it's so important to, because he could have helped so many people by doing that, you know, and I just wish he could have saw that. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's mental health is something that's just not overnight, and I just wish people would really understand that. Yeah. You know, suicide is, if someone really takes their life, that's been something on their mind for a very long time. Yeah. And, you know, even a suicide survivor myself, you know, it's like, it's a dark place. You know, people are, you know, even I thought for, you know, the first weeks of my dad's passing, like, why didn't you think about me? You know, like, why didn't everyone thinks that?
Yeah, because it's really hard on the people that you leave here, and that their lives are changed forever.
Yeah. And it's like it's hard to see that they just can't see anything but the darkness in that time. And that's why I just want people to understand, and that's why it's like I want to keep going to these schools and keep doing these events for the youth, because if we can stop this young, you know, like, then we'll have healthy adults. Yeah. You know, and that's what I truly believe. It's like all the trauma from my dad's childhood, he never healed from. Yeah. You know, and so that's where I'm trying to learn from too. Like, we have to truly heal.
Yeah, with therapy, all the things. Sometimes you can't do the inside work all by yourself. Yes, exactly. You need someone else there or life coach.
Exactly. Yes, life coach. Yes. No, for real. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so back to the music. Sorry, we keep getting these really like genuine moments, which I absolutely love. So based on your song with Jay Youngin, is there more on the way? Like, I know you're performing at Avalon Hollywood, right?
Yeah, so I did. I performed there actually in September. I think that was September. Yeah, so I performed there. That was really good. That was like amazing, and that opened up a lot of doors for me too, which was good. I've actually like haven't been writing as much as I want to, and that's something, you know, I just been so busy with other stuff, but. Like, especially within these next couple of months, I'm planning to drop an album by my birthday, which is June 16th. So, you know, hopefully I'll definitely have it out by then.
What kind of album? I know I saw an interview where you said you could really do any kind of music. You're like, I could do country, I could do rap, I could do emo. I was like, okay, so which one you gonna choose?
I know, no, for sure. No, I honestly, you know what I think I found? It's like I guess like an R&B soul. Like that's like, yeah, that would be like definitely I think my go-to, because I can rap, you know. I have tried one country song, even though I think I can. That's probably not something I would probably go towards, because that's just not my niche. But you know, I love rap. I love melodic type of rap, you know. So just I think but R&B soul is definitely like the go-to. Yeah.
And so you're releasing this by June?
Yes.
Have you started recording?
Yes. So I already have like a couple songs that like, because I was gonna drop a couple singles, but I do want to do either like an EP or an album. So because I did drop an EP, but I do want to go ahead and do an album because I have about like 4 or 5 songs that are already like ready to be out there and everything.
And are these songs about you know who? You see
yeah,
the you see the ring. You see the ring. Okay.
No, for real. Yeah, a couple of them. You know, there's a couple of them, but a lot of it is just about healing and just about just true healing. That's what really my music's about, and just talking about like anxiety and stuff. And but I do have like love poppy songs too, so I just like to, even on my recent EP, it's a lot of different type of songs. Like I feel like it's I never really seen that with an artist like that has an album that's just a whole bunch of different types of music. So yeah, so I'm gonna do it again. but an actual album.
Awesome. Yeah. And so when you did perform at the Avalon, it was for a charity kind of, or like
so concert. It was for a mental health organization called Promise to Live. Yeah, and it was really cool.
And do you work with that specific organization a lot, or do you work with all different orgs? Because I know you said you love giving back, and that's like a big part of your life.
Yes, it is, 100%. Yeah, I work with a lot of different organizations. Like even when I go to San Antonio in 2 weeks, I'm planning to go to the Children's Hospital. So like, I just love doing everything I can to give back. And we are here to give back. We're not here to give. I mean, we're not here to get. We're here to give. So.
And so as a life coach and motivational speaker, I know you said you've had a few bookings for that. How has that felt, starting that portion of your life?
It's been really good. I actually, I have my first, like, where I'm speaking with the kids, like, because that's my main thing. I've had where I'm talking to, multiple different, age ranges, but this is going to be my first event where I'm speaking to just kids, and I'm going actually next month to San Antonio. So that's like, thank you. So I'm excited, and it's for, it's called Yes, nonprofit, and it's called Young Entrepreneurship Services. So yeah, that's what it represents. And it's just about teaching kids, how to believe in yourself, how to have a business, and I'm going to incorporate mental health and all of that. So I'm excited because this is my first time really speaking towards the kids. So yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's see you in 10 years. You're doing so many things. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? But also, like, what would be your, like, ultimate goal? Like, you can't accomplish anything you want, but it's like, in 10 years, if you got to choose, this is how my life looks. This is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
How does that look?
I definitely, me and my mom already talked about it. Like, we want to actually have houses like where we're mentoring kids. Like, I want to go to different countries and build houses and build schools, and like that's where I see myself in 10 years.
So the acting, the music, that's not your ultimate, or
it's not my ultimate. Like definitely, of course, I love acting and I want to do as many movies as possible, and I really enjoy it, and music too. But I know I'm meant to heal and to really be present with people and make a difference. So like that's where I see, me and my mom like mentoring kids, and just we're actually gonna start like also like doing like mother-daughter retreats and stuff. So which is gonna be good because just to have that space for mother and daughters too, it's just gonna be good. But that's where I see myself in 10 years. Just giving back and really being present and really being like, I just want to make a difference, in every way I can. But that's the main where I see myself in 10 years.
Awesome. And then with moving to Los Angeles, we've touched on it a little bit, but you moved here to pursue your music and acting for now. But in 10 years, do you still see yourself here doing that, or do you see yourself going back to Houston?
No. No,
Houston. Okay, she's hurting my heart just a little bit.
Sorry, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be here. I don't know, wherever God takes me. But I know I'm definitely gonna have property here for sure. But I just don't know if because this is where my heart's at. But I don't know. I might be like in a different country. Who knows? But definitely not Houston. That's definitely not.
What is the Houston hate? It just is a different part of your life that you were ready to put to bed.
Yes, exactly. Okay. It's just more of like the trauma that was there. I don't want to go back. It's almost like when you lose somebody, you have to know that you'll never be that person again. Yeah. And it's so hard to like let go, and like, but that's what you have to do in order. It's like a whole new life. You know, it's literally like a death of a life and a rebirth. So like I feel like I have to just let that go, because you know it's like everyone's buried there and stuff. I don't find any joy there. But I don't know if I'll be here or like just somewhere, you know, wherever God takes me. But but definitely we'll have businesses out here. Me and my mom want to create like a wellness center for people and stuff. So because we're getting a lot of different certifications and stuff, so we want to create like a healing place for people out here.
Well, I will definitely be the first one in line signing my name whenever that opens. I will be first in line.
Yes, please.
If there's one thing you could leave our viewers with, a piece of wisdom, what would that be?
Piece of wisdom. A piece of wisdom would be always follow your intuition, always follow your heart and lead with love, and don't judge because God doesn't judge you, and just be loving, you know, and just be gentle with yourself and others, and like the golden rule, just treat others how you want to be treated.
Yes.
You know.
All of that. That was a little more than one piece, but
sorry, my bad.
But you know she's a life coach, so she had to leave us with a few extra things.
I did.
Where can we find you out to follow you?
So on my Instagram is my main platform right now at Jenna R. Frank, and then my YouTube is Jenna Ray Frank, and TikTok is Jenna R. Frank. So yeah, all of my social medias are basically Jenna R. Frank.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us at the Hall of Fame show. We're super excited to see you continue your journey into all of the amazing things you're doing here. Make sure you tune into Hall of Fame show and follow us at all of our socials at Hall of Fame show and at Broken Elevator Media. We will see you next time. Thank you, Jenna, for joining us.
Thank you. God bless. Take care.